Interesting question. The father-daughter talk comes out of an experience I had a couple of years ago as a pastor, and understanding that my perspective on what a pastor is that he is a spiritual father. I was on Facebook and I was just kind of looking and reading some of the posts, and a dear young sister, she was educated, she is educated, she's beautiful, she's young, she has the whole world before her. But she made a statement that really captured my attention in a negative way. She said, you use your brains, use your intelligence, use your articulation, use your education, and so forth and so on. And then she says, but if all else fails, back up on your derriere, to put it politely. That struck me, to see a young woman with as much education, as sophisticated, as intelligent, as articulate, have the mindset that she has to subject herself to just simply being a sexual object for a male-dominated society troubled me. And as a father, it shook something on the inside of me, and God said, many women have lacked the father-daughter talk. They've not had the father in place to really share with them the realities of life, the traps and the pros and the cons of being a woman in the world. God said the spiritual father is to subsidize in areas where the natural father failed. And it was from that point that God began to give me a series of lessons to teach the daughters in our ministry. Little did I know that this message would impact women across the nation. And I started sharing with them from that point as a father would to his daughter. That's the answer to that. The message is motivated by the fact that I'm an empowerment teacher. I believe I was born in the world to empower people to reach their full potential. The message is motivated by the fact that I am the biological father of 3 young women. And you know, the things that unfortunately that I inflicted upon many undeserving young women through my lifetime are the things I wish that no young man has the opportunity to do to my daughters. The message is motivated by the fact that I'm the pastor of thousands of young and older women who are being deceived every day because nobody ever sat them down to talk to them about the realities of being a woman in a male-dominated society. So they go through life making all of the mistakes, coming out somewhere around mid-age or midlife.
I trusted him so much. I mean, I gave him my virginity, I gave him everything. I really, really did love him. I thought he would be the one for me. I found out he was cheating. I found out he was cheating on me on Facebook. And we became physically abusive, verbally, mentally, physically. Anybody who hits you doesn't love you. I ended up in the hospital, coming off of drugs.
So they go through life making all of the mistakes, coming out somewhere around mid-age or midlife, finally figuring it out when they've wasted their greater years. The message is motivated by the fact that women today have to have a voice that is transparent, that is relevant, that is honest. Sometimes healing requires someone that's in the form of the victimizer, speaking up, telling the truth about what really happened. So I believe when women see me standing as a man and saying certain things, it brings some sense of closure and some sense of healing for things that men have done or things that men have not done. The message is motivated by the fact that this is the time for women to be free from all of the issues that men have afflicted them with. That's the motivation for me. One, we teach women in the father-daughter talk that your dress code is your personal commercial. If you don't want customers don't advertise. If you want a man to treat you like a wife, don't dress like a prostitute. I think many young women have not heard this message from their fathers, and I think quite often in pulpits we're so afraid of not being politically correct or offending some conservative group that we don't deal with life where it really is, and we don't say it like it really is. And this generation, if you don't put it where they can get it, they'll never reach it. So, in the father-daughter talk, we tell them you cannot dress like a streetwalker and think you're going to attract a husband. Every woman needs to be mindful that she dresses intentionally. If you don't dress with intention, you'll get what you did not intend. Second principle that we teach in the father-daughter talk is that a woman should never lay her body down for a man that won't lay his life down for her. So many women are giving themselves to men that have no concept of commitment, no concept of responsibility, don't even have the capacity for being a husband. And there you are, giving your body to a man that has no capacity to be anything to you in the future. Third principle that we teach in the father-daughter talk is that a woman should always be prepared to make her own money. If God blesses you to have a husband that can provide all that you need, that's great, but that's not a certainty. That's not a given in life. And it's irresponsible for any pastor, any father, to tell his daughter to only aspire to be a woman kept by some man that's empowered to keep her. Because you never know where you're going to be in life. You never know if this man is going to be in your life forever. And if you're not educated, if you're all about lipstick and no brains, high heels and low IQs, don't fare well. A woman has to be prepared to make her own money. And of course, this is just scratching the surface of the many principles that we teach in the father-daughter talk. We get down to the nitty-gritty and we deal with the issues that are necessary for young women and older women alike to really not only survive but thrive in life. That's just some of them. Well, to be honest with you, man, when I first started this, I was just thinking in terms of New Home Family of Churches, just trying to be a good, responsible pastor. But as it is now, this thing is really catching fire in different parts of the country and the body of Christ. And I've gone west with it. I've gone east with it. And right now it's turning really, it's moving from being a message to being a movement, actually. We have this piece we're doing now called Girls' Night in the Word, where I call for women to come together by the hundreds and sometimes even the thousands. And I just kind of share with them out of my heart as a spiritual father. So where's the message going? I see it going nationally. I've written the book, and I'll be publishing that very soon. We have a number of meetings set up across the nation that we're working on. We have a major father-daughter talk conference that's being planned for the summer. And I just see it taking off. I see God opening doors. He's made it very clear to me that this is a staple in my purpose for this season at least, that I must speak to the hearts of broken women and to mend. And the thing that God has put in my spirit with these Girls' Night in the Word meetings that we have, which are just spin-offs from the father-daughter talk, I asked the women to wear purple, and the question was asked, well, why do you ask them to wear purple? I asked them to wear purple because purple is the color of royalty. And God said to me, he said, the message that you have, the wisdom that you share is purposed and designed in this season to restore broken women who were born to be queens but never knew it. But this message will restore the queens back to the thrones of power. So where do I see the message going? I see it going nationally. I see it going internationally. But the most important thing is I see it going into the hearts of women and changing them forever. That's where it's going. It's gonna be a good ride too.